Hello, Hot Vibes, and welcome back to a recap of Last Twilight episode 9.
Can I just say something?
Okay, say something.
Technically show something.
Oh, wow! You already got it for your wall.
I've got a poster for my wall for Last Twilight. Do you see the picture too?
I honestly, that's the one I use for my thumbnail, for the reaction.
It's so... Okay, so I'm gonna ceremoniously put this up. Hang on.
Okay.
Ceremoniously put this
Speak
up
loud so they can hear you because you're away from your mic.
Hello, I'm putting this up here. I'm putting this on my wall. It is now on my wall. I don't know if you know if you can hear me. You probably can. Okay.
I can hear you. I don't know if people can.
It's on my wall. Yay! This episode sealed it for me 100%. And also, I do want to say, depending on how the rest of the episodes go, there's a chance that this could surpass Not Me.
Ooh.
Which is a fucking thing, you know? You know how I feel about Not Me.
Yeah.
I adore that show. But this is like on a different level right now. Like, especially with that last scene. That last scene really made me go, ooh, this could be the new favorite.
It hit way harder than I was expecting. I literally like froze and my I would like stop for like 5 seconds. I was like, wait, what?
I was crying. When Mock started crying, I was like, don't you wobble your little lip at me. Don't do that. I'm gonna cry. I was getting so upset. Oh my god. That hit. So yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting one to talk about. Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll get there at the end, obviously, because that's the end scene. But we'll start off where we picked up on the end of the last episode, where Day's dad shows up.
Hello.
And he's like, hey, I came to see you. Because Night told me you would be here.
Oh, fuck. Night, stop.
No, which my first thought was, okay, so Night and his dad are in contact.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, nothing against Night, definitely, because this isn't against Night. But also, like, the second he said that, I was like, ooh, wrong move. Like, Day is not going to be happy about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's very interesting that, like, Day seems to be in contact with her father, but, not Day, sorry. Night seems to be in contact with their father, but not Day. So that's something interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so right away, Day is very upset, and then Night did fill his dad in on his blindness on what's happening with that.
Yeah, which I knew Day was not going to be a fan of.
Yeah, well, it's not so much of that, of his dad knowing. It's the fact he's like, oh, well, did Night tell you that he caused my blindness? Which is bullshit, by the way, but we'll get there.
I will talk more on this because I feel like, again, it's similar to what I said before, where they like both sides need to just like come to terms with certain things. But I will get more into that as we get to it, because I did watch your reaction and I was sitting there going, wait, but I have a point. But you weren't listening.
Okay. Okay.
I have a point.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm not saying it's Night's fault, and I'm not saying it's Day's fault. I'm just saying that there's a point.
I'm not saying it's Day's fault either. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying it's.
You did your reaction.
Okay, I'm not. I'm more.
Bitch.
Okay, maybe I was, but it's more of the fact that Day is blaming Night. That's the issue I have, and he's so petty about it, and he's so like, it's so obnoxious and so annoying to me that like, it drives me crazy. And knowing the reason, that's not really Night's fault at all. Really, to an extent, it's not. But anyway.
I agree, but I have a point, and we will get to that point when we get there, but I have a point.
So, later that night, Day and Mock talk, and we actually get the flashback to what happened, which I'm glad we got a flashback to actually see it.
That's when it started. When the flashback started, I texted you going, dude, new episode, oh my god!
So, Day picks up Night at a bar, who is passed out drunk. His face is very red. Looks like he got sunburned right across his face.
Good god.
We see he's a little bit of a mess. They walk into the car, puts him in the back seat, which is smart. Yes,
I know. I saw that too, and I was like, interesting. How's this gonna come across if he's in the back seat?
Well, here's the thing. So I originally thought that with the whole accident, I did think Night was a part of it in some way. I thought maybe Night was in shotgun, and then he wanted to like drive, or like was trying to do something with the wheel, and actually made them crash in that way.
Yeah.
In that case, it would have been Night's fault. That I totally would have been like, okay, that was on him. Whether he was drunk or not, it was on him. But no, he's in the back seat. They're driving. Knight's about to throw up, and Dave's like, hey, don't you throw up in my car. You better get a fucking bag or something. Starts looking for a bag while driving. And when his head's down, Knight sees a car, and he's like, Dave, look out. And that's when the accident happens.
Yeah.
So what's your point?
So my point is that I definitely don't think it's Knight's fault, and I definitely don't think it's Day's fault. However, I think the reason that Day is still so, like, you know, I'm not gonna forgive him, is because, like, before the accident, this seemed to be who Knight was. He would go out, party, drink, do all that, and he wasn't really the best big brother. He didn't really act like one.
Mm-hmm.
He would just go out and party all the time. And Day probably had to, like, showing him going to pick him up, he probably had to do that a lot because of the excessive partying and drinking. And so he kind of felt more like the big brother than Knight did. And I think what he's remembering most about that night is the fact that he was only in the accident because he had to go pick him up again, and that this was a reoccurring thing all the time, and that now it's led to this being the final, this is what happened. This is what finally happened from Knight being out partying all the time and him having to take care of him. And I think because this was the end result, I don't think Day has been able to process Knight changing and not drinking anymore and acting more like a big brother, because all he really knows and remembers about Knight is the fact that he was the constant partier and he wasn't the good son and he wasn't the good big brother. And so he hasn't really had time to process that change because he's been so focused on the fact that his eyes are gone. Like they're not working anymore. And that's all he can, well, for lack of a better word, see. So I agree it's not Knight's fault, and I agree it's not Day's fault, but I see why Day is still upset. I just don't think he has had time to process it enough to the point where he's able to forgive Knight, and to the point where Knight's able to forgive himself, like he says later. Because it was just a constant with Knight before. And so now he feels like, oh no, he's acting like the good son now because he is the good son because he's the one that's not blind, but it's really just Knight trying to change. But he doesn't really it's harder for him to pick up on that because he's just remembering who he was and connecting that with why he's blind. Like that middle part of but he's changing. It's not comprehending in his brain right now because all he remembers is who he was. I think that's what I'm getting from this, is not that he just refuses to forgive him and being petty about it. It's more that he feels like he's been through this time and time again, and now it's led to something horrible.
I see that. Although I actually changed my mind, I do think it was actually Day's fault. Because I'm like, if you watch the scene, Day's driving and he had his head down so low we can't even see him while he's driving.
True.
You don't do that when you drive. Like, and also it goes back to, I think it was Rooftop Kiss before that, where he says like he was an asshole, he was very egotistical, he was very like me, look at me, and we see that in the flashback where he's like, oh, you better not throw up in my car, like don't do that. Like, had you let him do that, he wouldn't have gotten in the accident. Had he pulled over, he wouldn't have gotten in the accident. Had he roll down the window and let him throw up outside the window, he wouldn't have gotten in the accident. A lot of this, like, yeah, he had to go pick up Knight, but that's like saying whoever invented alcohol and gave Knight the alcohol and made him drunk was the reason behind all of it. Like, it's like that one episode of How I Met Your Mother with like the whole penny thing, where you could go back and forth so much, but it's like, why? Like, you can't go back too far, because otherwise then it's like you go back to the creation of time and the beginning of everything. Like, you can't really do that. In this instance, Day was driving. He was supposed to be driving. He looked down and looked away and got in the accident.
I see your point. However, I think that because Knight was like drinking and partying so much, I think this whole him picking him up thing, we don't see it and we're not sure, but this is my theory. I think that it became a routine. Him being like, oh, you're drunk again, fine. And so maybe maybe this has happened before where he's almost thrown up in the car and he's given him a bag and things like that. So if this became like a routine and he does this all the time, he probably got used to the fact that nothing bad has happened. Let me just get a bag. And then something bad this time did happen. So I think, in my opinion, I don't think anyone's at fault. It was definitely an accident, a preventable accident, 100%. But I think there were many factors that led to it. And I think no one's at fault and they just need to fucking sit down and cry it out, okay? Because yes, this has gone on for too long. And yes, Day is being a little petty, but also all he knows is Night being an asshole and being drunk all the time. And while Night is trying to change, it's a lot to ask of him, I think. So seeing as the situation he's in. So I do see what you mean, but I'm just going to say, in my opinion, no one's at fault and shit's fucked.
I'm going to raise you this. I will raise you this. Because I'm actually very set on Day being responsible now. I love Day, but he is responsible. If Day didn't go blind and he wouldn't, like, if that didn't happen, what if instead of a car accident, it was a child? If a child was crossing the street and he looked down and he hit a child and killed a child, who would be responsible for that?
I will agree with you on this. Legally, it is Day's fault.
Yes.
I will agree with you on this. Okay. Legally, it's Day's fault. But mentally and for the purposes of healing, I think it was a complete accident, you know? And I think that if they just talk it out and figure it out, then all will be good. But legally, under the law, it's Day's fault.
Okay.
I do agree with you on that. But I don't think it's anyone's fault in general, you know? I think that it was a preventable accident, definitely. But I think if they both keep blaming themselves, then nothing's gonna get better between them.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's kind of like, you gotta, like, accept it and move on.
Yeah.
And I think they're both having trouble doing that. Both Day and Night are having trouble doing that. Day is still blaming Night because, for whatever reason, I guess, I don't know. But, like, and Night's still blaming himself because he still feels responsible. And I think it's, like, it wasn't Night's fault at all. It really wasn't.
No. They need to drop the blame game. And yeah. I think even though in this episode we do see later the dad explaining to him like what Night's been doing, and Day does say that he'll never forgive him no matter what, but I still think after this episode things are going to get better between them.
Like, yeah, and here's the thing, he doesn't really need to forgive him per se, but he needs to stop being so petty about it. That's my biggest issue. Like, he can still say, yes, you're responsible, but we need to both move on and just, like, get the fuck over. Like, it happened, it's done. It's been, like, over a year now. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, one of you gotta move out and you gotta, like, cut the ties completely. Like, this whole...
Yeah, they do need to...
Constantly being... They live in the same house, they're constantly seeing each other, like, quote unquote. Like, they can't keep this pettiness and going for too long. Either get over and make up, or just cut each other out of your lives for good. Like,
I do agree. Yeah.
You can't have this middle ground anymore. It is going to hurt both of you in the end.
True. I definitely agree with that. 100%.
But yeah, so Day's telling Mokdaf's story, and he does say he knows it's an accident, but he can't bear the fact that Night pretends to be a good son to please his mom, which is complete bullshit. It's...
No, but again, this goes back to what I was saying about all he knows, all he remembers when he, you know, had his sight was constantly looking after Night because he was the bad son, you know? So it's kind of hard for him to accept that he's suddenly changed. That's why. That he isn't fully comprehending that Night isn't pretending to be the good son now. It's that he's actually trying to be. It's two different things, but he's not taking that in, that it's that those are two different things, trying and pretending, you know?
I have literally been the Night Defender since day one, and the fact that I'm finally vindicated and they still, like, it still bothered me so much. And maybe it's my own thing, maybe because, like, I am the older brother in my family, and, like, I know that, like, anytime really anything happens, I got blamed for it. Because I'm the older one, I'm supposed to be the responsible one. And they just blaming Night, I kind of, like, resonate with that. I was like, oh, but it's not his fault, though. Like...
I'm the older one, too, you see? So...
But but is it the same with like girls and stuff? Like, were you still like, oh, when any time anything happened, where is it like, oh, it was on you, or is it like, oh, like you're the girl you got excused? Because I know with my cousins, the girl, like my female cousin is the oldest with two younger brothers, and she didn't really get blamed that much for stuff. It was mainly the oldest male. So I don't know if that happened with you, but
I was kind of a snake when I was younger, so I was very good at getting out of things.
okay, so yeah, so
um,
you, yeah,
like I would get my siblings into things and then be like, "Look what they did." I was horrible. I gotta be honest with you. I remember my stepmom's like, "No, I'm not dumb. I know you did this," but like I remember there was one time apparently when I was a kid. I don't remember this, but she told me that this happened, and I kind of have a vague memory. Is that I opened a bunch of Christmas presents upstairs, and then I was like, "Oh, my brother did it." Wasn't me at all. So yeah, it's kind of definitely one of those moments where like you accidentally like smack a sibling on the arm or push them or something, and they start crying. You go, "Shh, no, it's okay. Don't." You're
yeah.
like it's one of those
Oh,
moments
I've
where
done
you're
that.
like, "No, no, no, I didn't mean to do that. No, it's fine. Don't cry. Don't let them know. Don't let them know."
I've gotten in trouble for that before.
The instant panic of they're definitely about to find out what I did. So
Yeah.
I was a little bit of a snake when I was younger. So honestly, I can't speak too much from that experience because I did my best to get out of things, and usually I did. I'm a pretty good liar. But also my parents weren't dumb, so.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I wasn't completely innocent growing up. Like, I definitely had my
Mm.
fair share of doing shit as well. Um, and like, there's a quote from a show that I'll bring up, which I related to so much, and like, it's a thing between me and my brother now. My own mother thought I was a monster. She was right, of course, but still hurt.
Yeah, but it's still her. She was right, but like, ow.
Yeah, so
Goodness.
I was like, ooh, that's so good. Like, cause I felt that, cause like literally, anytime my brother would like do something, my mom would be like, oh, like, did you tell him to do this? Did you make him do this? Like, I was like,
Uh,
what? Like, no. And then my brother would even be like, oh
yeah.
no, he didn't. And she'd be like, are you sure? And like, I was always like, yeah. So I kind of felt the whole like older sibling, older brother like blame game with Knight since the start. Really, I think that's why I've really like resonated with defending Knight, because I'm like, no, you didn't do anything wrong, and he didn't. He didn't do fucking anything wrong. That's the thing. He got drunk, which
Mm,
is what most people do his age. Like, that's a regular thing. They have someone pick him up.
yeah.
That's a normal thing to do. He shouldn't be blamed for acting like a normal 21 plus year old or however old he was at the time. I don't know.
Yeah, but if he was constantly doing that, then
Oh, don't get me wrong. He definitely had a problem, and I'm glad he quit after this and all that stuff. Don't get
yes.
me wrong. But it was still, like, not his fault.
Honestly, it was. I don't think it was like that in my house. Like, I don't think I got blamed for anything if my siblings did something or something like that, which is interesting to think about considering what's happened in the past with my family. I don't know. I I would have assumed that I would have gotten the blame, but evidently not. Evidently, I'm remembering the good times. So, which is good. I don't want to remember the bad things.
Good for you. Can't relate.
Yay! Goodness.
Yeah. And then he blames like Knight of like taking advantage of the situation, trying to like act better because he's like, oh, we're skipping past this. That was all bad. That was all wrong. That pissed me off. Anyway, next morning we're at breakfast. Apparently, Night and Day spent the night. Not Night and Day. Fucking Mock and Day spent the night. God.
We're so stuck on this conversation.
And it'll come back later too. So I need to like.
It'll come back.
Ooh. And they're trying the food from around here because apparently Day's mom doesn't make that stuff anymore because, you know, it reminds, you know, him or her of the dad who left and like all that shit. You know, not great.
Relatable.
So then Mock and Day are talking and they're like, hey, we have a free day because we don't leave till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Mock is like saying ideas, what we can do. Oh, we can go to a like farm. And apparently there's a cockfighting pit on the right, which I totally laughed at when I saw that in my reaction.
That was quite funny. We can go a cockfighting pit.
I'm like, they do.
Wow. Wow.
It was coming. I knew it.
It was there.
But Day says he wants to see his dad.
I love this because it's like, ooh, he wants to see his dad, and then he goes and he's just like, I'm not here for fucking you. Like the first time he sees him, he's like, let go of me. I'm here because I want to ask you a question about something. Like it's not he didn't go just go because he wanted to see him, you know?
And I will say it's interesting that Day goes to see him, not to question him about why he left his mom, which is what I thought he was gonna do, but he questioned him
Mm,
on why he knows that Knight feels guilty.
yeah. He's I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping that because he fished for this information and he got some more information, that maybe things will get better.
He obviously still cared about Knight in some way, because he wouldn't have come here to
Yes.
ask about Knight if he didn't.
Exactly. I think he's just it's hard for him to just forgive and forget. I think it's just very hard for him to do that, and that's why
It's
he's being
bothering me.
snippy.
It really
I
is.
know. I know, but you got to look at it from a point of damn, his life kind of sucked after this moment, so it's kind of hard for him to like forgive and forget,
Yes, but he
honestly.
met Mock because of this.
True, but that's not just the end all be all of, oh, great, something good happened. I forgive you. Like,
I
it
mean,
takes
Mock's pretty
work to
great.
forgive something. He is great.
I'm just saying,
Honestly, I
like,
agree. We keep choosing him for the fucking
yeah, I
MVP.
know.
Of
I'm
course he's
just
great.
saying he wasn't 8 for 8, but he was 7 for 8.
He's absolutely fantastic. But the point is, like, internally, you can't, it's hard to forgive someone, not just because something good comes into your life. You can't just be like, oh, that's good. Okay, I forgive you. It takes work to forgive someone, it takes a lot.
It's been like over a year at this point, and like it's 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 so frustrating for me personally because like I when days with Malk or when he's with On or when he's with August or G or whenever, like he is so like happy and fun, and I'm like I love him. But the second Night gets involved or is mentioned, he immediately had to change, and I immediately have to change. I'm like, ooh, fuck off! Like I get so mad. Oh,
He's definitely stubborn. Um, and I see some of myself in Day because I'm trying to think of like a moment where maybe it took me a while to forgive someone. And Christ, this is not obviously not the same since I'm not blind. But I, you all know about this kind of, but I was into this girl at one point for maybe a year and a half, and I told her. And like I told her because I just decided I didn't want to be with her anymore. So I was like, fuck it, I have nothing to lose now, so I might as well just tell her. But I did fib a little bit, saying like, oh, for like maybe a month when we first met, I was into you. But like, no, I was head over heels, bitch. I
hmm.
was like thinking about her all the time, and she was like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna say that. And then I was like, we're still friends, right? She was like, of course. I did not hear from her after that message for 2 years. Not a
Wow.
word. Not a word. The anger that I felt from that. And when she messaged me about again, like a couple years later, I had posted something about Newsies, and she was just like, oh, "I love Newsies," and then we started talking again for like a week. But then I asked her a question, or I sent some kind of message, and she read it, and then she didn't reply
Was it
again
about that
ever.
why she stopped talking, or was it just like a
No,
random?
no, no. It was just, and it made me realize the power that she had over me, and I was like, "Fuck that!" Like, so I unfollowed her on everything, and I want to say it took me a very honestly. I don't think I've completely forgiven her yet. And I don't think I've completely forgotten either. I have dropped it to the point of that bitch, like I don't think about her anymore. I used to, whenever I would dream about like romance and stuff like that, her face was there. Like
Ooh.
her face was the one I used in dreams and everything. I've stopped that now. So it took about 3 or 4 years, I think, to fully get over that. But I don't think I've forgiven and forgotten yet. So I see myself in Day a lot where it's going to take him a second to forgive and forget as well. And his is worse.
Yeah, I will say, like, I am not like it's not so much him holding a grudge so much, it's that because like I'm all for holding a grudge too. I have the same thing from like 3rd grade. My best friend like ditched me for like the cool kids. I still don't like him. I'm still pissed at him. I'm still infuriated anytime I see him. I still hold that grudge. It's the fact that now we know confirmed Knight wasn't responsible for it, and he's holding a grudge for something Knight didn't do. And that's the part
True.
that bothered me. It's a wrongfully accused grudge. And that is what gets me.
I do agree. But again, I'm just going to say it might be hard for him to see that. Like from his point of view, things could look worse than they obviously are. And honestly, the same thing fucking happened with one of my friends. She ditched me as well, and I don't think I've fully forgiven and forgotten that
Yeah,
either. I did try once. I tried messaging her and going, "Hey, haven't talked in a while." She was my best friend for like from grade school until high school, and
me
then she
too.
found cooler friends. She found cooler friends, and she left.
Yeah, no, same thing. He like lived across the street from me. He might still do. I don't know. But we literally like grew up together. We were best friends since third grade. Then he got like friends with the cool kids, and literally
Yep.
in high school, I think senior year, we had like the same like English class together. We did not speak a word the whole time. Did not acknowledge each other. Did not say anything. Nothing.
This girl like left our school, I think at one point. I think it was like freshman year, so I didn't see her after that until prom when she just randomly showed up because her
Mm,
friends like gave her a ticket, and I was like, great, just who I wanted to see. But I took me a very long time to get over that grudge as well because I don't know. There's something about like the fact that you like do everything for someone and like you go to concerts together and you do that. You have fun. You grow up together, and suddenly they just go, yeah, no. Like I think the last time I really spoke to her was when I was like, I made my winter formal dress, and I was really excited about it.
mm.
And I was like, when are you gonna be here so I can show you? And she's like, oh, I'll be there soon or something like that. And an hour passed. I was like, where the fuck is she? Like, she's still not here. And then I was just like walking around, and I saw her hanging out with her friends over near the dance floor, and I was like, hey, where? I was excited. I was like, there you are. I was like, where have you been? Like, what do you think of my dress? She's like, oh yeah, okay. And then
Hmm.
turned back to talk to her friends. I was like, what was that? I thought you were my best friend. So I think that was the last time I spoke to her.
I had a similar experience too. Yeah. So again, we were friends since like until third grade. And
Mm,
maybe in second grade or whatever, we had a sleepover at my house, and we spent the night there, and then just did whatever. And in the middle of the night, he woke me up and was like, "Hey, like I can't sleep. I want to go home or whatever." Start like whatever. So my mom, well, he walked him across the street. He lived right across the street. It wasn't that big of a deal.
mm,
And then I want to say maybe a few weeks later, it was a Monday, and like we were coming in, and the teacher was like, "Oh, what do you do this weekend?" He bragged so hard about how he slept over another friend's house. Like he was like, "Oh, we had a great time. Like it was so much fun," and like that was like the biggest like betrayal for me. And that was before he really like fully ditched me at that point. So it's still kind of like I wasn't really sure what was going on, but like that was like the moment where I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I was like, "Ooh,"
yeah.
like I to this day I still think about it. I'm still like really like, "Ooh," it still hurts. And maybe because I was so young, so it's like traumatized me so much. That's why I'm so like shy in public. I
Yeah.
think is because like I'm so closed off because I don't want to get attached like that and then get hurt again or whatever. I definitely think he's the reason why for that. So I'm very, very pissed about
Yeah. I get that too. It's always just these little things where it's like big ass grudges where it's just like you just can't let it go. You know what it reminds me of? How I Met Your Mother, the pit person.
that. Who?
Remember the pit person who you like they're talking about like Silence of the Lambs, and Ted's pit person was his like college professor
Oh
or
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And I always think about that and I'm like, "Oh, that friend that I had since elementary school, she's my pit person."
Oh, same.
Because it's just one of those things where like you just can't let it go.
Mhm.
Because it hurt you so much. But so I think that kind of is what Day's dealing with right now. It hurt him so much that it's even harder for him to let it
But
go.
it wasn't his fault. Is the biggest issue.
I
It's
agree.
like
I
that's
agree it
my
wasn't his
biggest like.
fault.
Again, what I originally thought was happening was Knight would sit in shock and he would like fuck with the wheel, trying to like take over for Day or be like, "Oh, I can be as good as you or whatever," and then crash it. That I would completely understand. I would like a lot of this like what's the word? It's not velocity. It's not mentality. The word that means anger towards someone that sounds like those
Yeah.
words, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I would let a lot of that go.
Animosity.
And yes, that one.
You are welcome.
That one. I would let a lot of that go with Day. But the fact that he did nothing wrong, he warned him that a car was coming. He was like, "Day, look out." He warned him. Like he it, and that's the thing that gets it's like in Never Let Me Go, like being wrongly accused of something, where like you were so pissed that Non got framed for what happened.
Mm,
It's kind of like that, where it's like Knight shouldn't be getting blamed for this because it wasn't his fault. He didn't do anything wrong in this instance.
I agree. I agree he didn't do anything wrong, but again,
I get it. Yeah, the whole.
it's just hard for him to let it go. Like it's he's his pit person at the moment. Like he's his temporary pit person because it's so hard for him to let it go. He's so deeply angry, even though what we saw was obviously what happened, and it was obviously not Knight's fault. He's just so angry at what happened. I don't think he's angry at Knight. I think he's angry at what happened, and he's projecting it onto Knight because he was the person that was there.
No,
And he
that's
was the person
exactly
he was
what's
picking
happening.
up. That's exactly what's happening. I don't think he's angry at Knight because it's Knight's fault. He's just projecting it.
Yeah.
And he's still so angry about the fact that he's losing his sight that he needs someone to put his anger on, and that's just who the easiest person to do that with. So I think once they talk it out and let it go, then it'll be fine. But it takes a lot to do that, obviously.
No, I definitely understand that part. It pisses me off.
I know it does.
Anyway, then Day's dad starts talking about when Knight reached out to him first, which was very early. We find out, like, it's after Day destroyed his room, and Knight calls him crying, saying like he's blind because of me. It's my fault. And we see that he's been trying to clean up his life. He doesn't drink anymore. And he says, like, no matter how much he does, he knows that will never make up for what he did, which I'm not getting into that again.
Let it go.
And so after that, it's like, what, did you think, like, that would soften me up because I'm not going to forgive him no matter what? And his dad's like, that's not the issue. The point is the fact that he will never forgive himself.
Yeah, I knew that's what he was gonna say too. I was like, yeah, it seems that Knight is just feeling so much guilt. Even though it's not his fault, he's feeling all that guilt because he feels like it's his fault.
Yeah.
And he knows that if they didn't come and pick him up, then this wouldn't have happened. And he's using that base point as a jumping off of like, oh God, it's all my fault. I have blinded someone. And he just needs, they just, again, talk it out, man.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
And it's interesting that he says, like, he understands Knight because that's how he feels towards his mother. And he says, wow, you're starting to look like me. And they're like, oh, does that mean you're good looking? And he's like, yeah, of course it does. Which shows where he gets his ego from.
True.
And I do like that Day's dad does say to him, like, I went to the wedding last night not because I wanted you to see me, but because I wanted to see you. And I do like when Day starts caressing his dad's face. His dad starts describing, he's like, oh, you have, or I have your eyes and mouth, and Knight has my nose. And I saw that as kind of like a way to, like, show Day what he looks like.
Yeah.
In a way, to describe it in that way, which I liked.
This was a nice moment.
It was. I liked it. And then Mark is upstairs watching, and he's like, oh, that's sweet. Then later, back at the house, Mark and Plot are making food, and Plot's friend or brother or whoever the fuck comes over, and he's like, ah, nice.
So this is, I think this is why he was introduced, because he, like, was like, hey, I'm looking for, like, later on, he says he's looking for a chef. So I think this is why he was introduced, to be like maybe a possibility or something like that, like a possible job opportunity or some shit. I don't know, because, like,
but then he wouldn't move so far away from Day.
I know, we don't want that. That's not a thing we want. No.
But yeah, he does offer Mark a job, and as they talk over dinner, Plot's like, oh, are you guys gonna go up and see the real Last Twilight? And Mark and they are like, what are you talking about? And An's like, oh, right, I forgot to mention it again. You know, turns out the guy who wrote the book actually came up here and went to the mountain and kind of took a picture, and that's where it is. So
yep, that's where it is.
And you're like, oh, great, thanks for telling us on our last day here.
Well, I think maybe he thought they knew. I don't know.
He did say he forgot, which
yeah, he's like, I completely forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, he probably. Which I think he forgot something else again. Oh yeah, he forgot that they needed to stay overnight for the thing, and they ended up crashing at Mark's place instead.
Yeah, he keeps forgetting to tell him things.
Yeah,
that's alright.
Yeah. But Day does say that they are leaving tomorrow, so they won't be able to go.
Yeah. Which Day looks very upset about afterwards, and I love that Mock notices. Like, you can see him go like, I know that face. No, you aren't happy about this. We need to talk about this.
Yeah, so Mork and Day are in bed that night, and Mork's like, "Are you sure you don't want to go?" And he's like, "It's fine. I have like 3 months. I can come see you 10 times."
No.
And Mork's like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah. You sure? I
Yeah,
like that he does push with that question because you could very easily like skip over it and just be like, yeah, sure, and just accept whatever he says. But he fully questioned it and said, "Are you sure that you'll have it another time?"
yeah,
Because he really loves him that much to be like, "Look, I want you to be able to see this if you want to see it." So he's gonna question it and be like, anything we can do to be able to let you see it, I'm gonna do it.
yeah. And then I don't know if he sniffs or kisses Mork's hand. He does something where he pulled it close to his face,
That's fucking cute.
and then we see that he can't see it anymore. And he
Yeah,
starts freaking out. He's like, "Oh, I'm asleep. I'm just gonna go to sleep."
he can barely see it. So his sight is definitely deteriorating faster than 3 months.
Yeah. And then when they are laying down, Day is like, "Hey, can we go see Last Twilight tomorrow?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure."
Also, did you notice that Mock is wearing Day's shirt?
I did. I pointed out in my reaction. He's noticing he's wearing a shirt.
It's so cute. I was watching it, and the first thing I noticed, I was like, "Oh my god, he's wearing the shirt!"
Yeah.
The best thing about same-sex relationships is that you can share clothes. I will say that till the
Yeah.
day I die. I was like, I mean, I know there's like other best things like love, but I like
Fuck that.
like love and connection, but also you can share clothes.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I think we will take a break here, and when we come back, Mork and Day will go on their journey to see the Last Twilight.
Yeah. Oh
So
god, I have shit to say. Mostly it's
yeah,
screaming and screeching, but I have shit to say.
yeah. Also, I will notice I might point out a little bit of hypocrisy.
Really
Yeah, I'm curious to see if you see what I see.
interesting. I'll have to figure that out. Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but anyway, we will talk about that when we come back. And we are back with our recap of Last Twilight episode 9.
Yeah.
So Mork and Day are saying goodbye to Plot and On, and they give them a wedding souvenir, which is the book.
The book. I just no, okay, but like you motherfucker and your reactions like who would like this except Emma?
I mean, you talked about liking it. I was being
I do
honest.
like it. And I still like it because I thought this was a really cute idea. Like it's not just them giving the books back. It's them
Yeah.
distributing them
I didn't
to other
notice
people.
that, but then they're also getting nothing for their wedding. Like, this is why you ask for money.
I think about this in terms of like they feel like they already have everything they need.
Okay.
I think about it like that because they were we saw where they live, we saw how what their lives are like, and they must feel like they're content in the way they were. So if they feel like they're content in their life and they don't need anything new, then something cute like this would be perfect.
That's fair.
This is just this is just all. But I want money.
Well, because I'm like, if you're gonna get married, and clearly they're talking about starting a family, because Malk says like, "Hey, make sure you do your wedding duties in the bed last night," and he's like, "Oh, I already did. Don't worry. Y'all can play with my kid when the time comes."
God.
Um, which is ironic because Malk later also does those duties.
Oh my God.
I saw that on Twitter. I had to bring it up.
God.
But yeah, so they do go, and it's fun that they do actually almost like retrace the story steps
Yeah, they do. That's so
to like
cute.
the building with eyes, and they
Yeah.
see the mermaid.
It's so cute. They're sitting there all day, like feeling it, and he's reading the book. I was like, this is fucking adorable. I love this whole montage.
It was really cute. However, it does seem they went the wrong way because while they do
Yeah.
arrive at Via Mountain, they went on the wrong side, and by the time they get there, it will be too late.
Yeah. Darn. Another
Yes.
day out.
So they go and they arrive at this little like area place or whatever the fuck it's called. Like a bed and breakfast almost, but not really.
Yeah.
And Day we see is kind of just like, let's go home. Like it's not gonna matter all that much. Like I'm not even gonna really see anything if I get up there. Yeah. So then Malk tells Day that like it doesn't really matter. Like there's a different way to see it, just because you aren't able to see with your eyes, and kind of gives him a little like Nice little message.
Which is that what Day said, or is that what someone else? Because he said someone once told me that.
Oh no,
He
well
says it like
no,
that.
no. Malk tells Day that like
Yeah,
he's like, oh, who says we don't need eyes to look at what we're able to see or whatever.
yeah. That because he said someone once told me. Who once told me that that you don't need your eyes to see or
Am
something.
I
And it was,
stupid?
I'm pretty sure it
Oh,
calls
oh
back
yeah,
to
yeah,
when
yeah, yeah,
like they're at the ocean and he was like, "Oh, I can see the sky. I can see the
yeah.
ocean." Like sometimes you don't need your eyes to see. So it calls back to that.
Okay, yeah.
Does that remove the hypocrisy or is that something else?
No, we'll get there. So then they enter the little place, and the music is like very like spooky. And I'm like, what is
Mm.
going on? And Daisy in the same. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Why? I related to the DW meme where she's like, oh, this sign can't stop me because I can't read, and he's like, this isn't scary
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
see.
Yeah. I can't read, so I'm fine. It's fine.
um, so they go up and they meet the woman receptionist lady,
Cherry.
Cherry.
She's cute. I like
Yeah,
her.
I like her, and she's like, you want a room? That's fine. It's 15,000 or no 1,500 with a 500 deposit.
Mm.
And they're like, do you take card? And she's
No,
like, no.
not at all.
And Mock's like, look, we kind of changed our plans last minute to stay here. And she's like, okay. And starts walking away.
Okay, bye.
I was like, kind of sad,
But
I'm not gonna lie.
very savage. I love it. Okay, bye. I knew he was gonna do this. Like right when she was leaving, I was like, he's gonna play the blind card. He's gonna play the blind card.
Which is a little bit of hypocrisy, knowing him who doesn't like to be pitied, yet is using pity to get what he wants.
I think this in my brain, this showed him kind of like even though it's been a year, I think Mock's been like able to like drag out of him a little more, him being more comfortable with it and everything. I think. And also whenever Knight mentions it, it's like a stab because that's who he blames for everything. So
Hmm.
I think that's what that is. I think he's fine with being like, look, I don't think he wouldn't if there was any other choice.
Yeah.
But I think this was their only choice, considering it was already dark and this was like the only place near that they could stay at.
I get that, but it is funny that he makes this whole big spiel about like not want to be pitied and then is using pity when it benefits him. Little bit hypocrisy, not gonna lie.
I would, honestly, I would. Like, I don't like to be pitied, but I would still be like, please. Assistance. Like, I would use the card. If you had a card and it was in your favor, use the card.
Yeah. But then just don't talk about not wanting to use a card all the time. And then she's like, okay, well, you know, David used to stay here. The guy who wrote the book. Here's a picture of him. And it's kind of just like showing that he stayed here, which is interesting.
Yeah. So he did stay here, which that's kind of cool. Like they end up in this place and it's random, but like
Well, it's funny because they were
stayed.
following the story earlier with the mermaid and
Yeah.
its tower and all that shit. And now they're staying where he once stayed. Like I think even in his room too.
Yeah, it just kind of led them there, which is really a cool, fun coincidence.
Yeah. And so she starts telling him later that night by a campfire that David's daughter was going blind, and that kind of is what inspired him to write the whole book.
And that's why I'm sure Day and why On like told Day about the book. I'm sure that's why everyone can relate to it because he wrote it from the space of my child actually is going blind kind of thing. So
Yes.
it's probably very relatable and makes sense, you know?
Yeah. So Malk and Cherry go to clean up, and when Malk comes back, Day is playing the guitar, singing a little song.
He's good. I like it.
Yeah. And Malk comes in and says he did good, and Day's like, oh, that's the first time anyone has ever heard me play guitar. And Malk's like, yeah, there were a lot of firsts we did on this trip. The first time we passed out and woke up on the beach. First time we went on a cart or whatever. What the fuck did he say?
Oh, it's the cart when they were going to the wedding.
Yeah, the cart.
The guy was like, hop in.
Yeah. First time they danced together. And then Day says there's one more first he wants to do with him tonight.
More. There's one more first. I want to do it with you.
I knew exactly what that meant.
I know. I knew you knew exactly what that meant when I said it too, because I was like, first time.
Yeah.
But I was ready, and also the thumbnail had them on it as well. Going like, I was like, oh, I don't see shirts.
Oh, I didn't see the thumbnail.
I did because I waited like an hour to watch it, and so they popped up. I was like, fuck. Oh well, I knew it was happening.
Um, so then they're in this room, and there is a throwback to Malk wearing Dave's shirt where he does say, "Hey, can I get my shirt back?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure," which is just code for him to remove it.
Fucking smooth. Let me tell you. He was like, "Can I get my shirt back?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was losing my mind watching this scene. I'm sure my mom thought I was dying.
Yeah, no, this is really cute. They kiss. They make out a bunch of times. It cuts a bunch of times to different positions.
Do other
Um,
things, yes.
yeah, they do the hot damn, which is nice.
They do the hot damn.
Yes, which is nice. It was a really sweet moment, I think.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So the next morning, Malk wakes up with Day doing the palm distance finger thing. And I love
I
this
love
part
it.
where Day's like, "Oh, are you trying to peep at me when I'm asleep?" And Malk's like, "I saw every little bit of you last night. I don't need to do that
Everything.
anymore."
I saw everything. I saw everything. And I love that. Even though like he knows that like Day can't see or anything, when like Day says, "Oh, I didn't see anything," he still says, "We could try again. Maybe you missed it."
Yeah.
I'm sure if we try again,
But Day's like, "No, we were only doing it for the first time."
it's like
And
you can only do things for the first time once.
I'm like, I don't buy that. Like, I'm
No,
sorry.
true. It is true. No, it is true. You can only do things for the first time once.
Well, no,
Like
but
if
then he's like, "Oh, but that," he pretty much said like, "Oh, we're not gonna do it again because he only want to do it for the first
no,
time."
that's not what that means.
No,
That's
oh
not
no,
what.
oh, no, oh, that I don't think he meant it, but I think that's what he was joking about. Like, because what Mark's like, "Let's do it again," and he's like, "No, like we only did it for the first time. That's it." But obviously, there are a couple odds are they're gonna do it again.
Can only do things for the first time once, and he's like, I don't know, we could try it for the first time again.
Why not?
I'm sure we can do it.
Yeah,
Trust me, I've got skills.
very close this time.
Yeah, they're so cute. Oh my god. Post morning after like giggling is like adorable. Like I love when that because like it was the same with Akanayan from the Eclipse. Like the morning after and everything like that, where they were I think was it on the boat or was it on the edge of the boat? I don't know. I don't think it was on the boat.
No, they were in the fucking bed.
They were yeah, but it was like by the sea. I think that's because you could see the sea outside the window. But the morning after, they were all giggly and shit, like tackling each other. So I love when mornings afters are like that. It's just cute and wholesome.
Yeah. So then later they are leaving, and she does say it's sunny today, but normally here it's either sunny or rainy, so you might not get so lucky. Which I thought it was gonna be downpour when they got up there.
Hmm.
And she gives them her copy of Last Twilight.
Yeah, with the ending.
Yes, with the ending signed by him.
Signed by him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they're like,
I
"Oh,
love
we
a
can't
signed
take
book.
this." So she rips the page out and she's like, "Here, take it. That's for you."
Take the page then. Just take something.
So they take it and they say goodbye to Cherry. They arrive at the base of the mountain and they're kind of like, "Are we crazy for doing this?" And Mock's like, "Yes, but we'd be crazier if we turned back now. So we need to keep going."
True.
Which
Because
yeah,
why
true.
come all this way and then turn around?
Yeah. So they go up, they start walking up, and halfway through they see a log, and they system takes a break there, forced to by Mock, and Mock gets a call from Knight. So he takes that, and Knight is kind of saying like, "Hey, Mom's coming home tonight. Where are you?"
You gotta come back.
And Mock says like, "We need one more day," and Knight's like, "We can't. Like, Mom's come back tonight,"
Hmm.
and then Mock just hangs up on him.
That's why I love Moth because what's most important to him isn't not getting fired. It isn't not trying to get him home because that's what's right. It's him wanting to make sure that Day sees what he wants to see.
Yeah.
And he knows how important this is to him. So that it shows that all he's thinking about in these moments is Day. It's not him worrying about himself at all.
Yeah. So he kind of lies today and says, "Oh, with poor Jai," and Dave's like, "It was night. We need to head back."
He's like, I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb.
And Mock says, "No, we're going. Like, I know your eyes have been getting worse since last night, and we only have today."
It shows that Day is also thinking about Mock in this moment because he's like, no, fuck that. Like you're gonna get in trouble. I'll cause trouble for you. We should just go back so that you don't get fired or some shit.
Yeah.
And so they're both very much thinking about each other in this moment. But Mock's a little more insistent of just like, no, 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 no. No.
Yeah.
We're going up there. We've walked this far.
Yeah. So they start walking the path, and Day kind of says, like, even though I can't see out of my eyes, I still feel like I can see everything again. Like with the flower, or the breeze, or the sun. And starts really experiencing all these nice little wonders in his life.
Yeah.
So they make it to the top. They sit there. Walt's kind of disappointed because there are clouds everywhere.
It's very cloudy.
Yeah. And Dave says, "Can you read me the ending while we wait?"
Oh.
And the ending is essentially that Me gets to the top of the light. The curse is broken because she turned into a statue.
Yes.
Now, were you more like Day or Mulk in this moment?
At first I was like, no. But like it's an ending that does make sense, and I like Day's explanation of, like what he must have seen must have been so beautiful that he didn't think he had to show his daughter anything else if this was the most beautiful thing in the world.
Hmm.
So, and it made sense that you'd want to stay in that moment forever. So, I started out as mock kind of a little bit, but I was like waiting for an explanation more. I was like, I see that's a bit sad, but like why? And so I wanted to know more. But I do understand why that's the ending.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was still kind of Mulk really throughout this whole thing. I was kind of like, I mean, I get what they were going for. Like, I get it, and I can see how that could be nice for, like, in some instances, like for Day and stuff. But like, she turned into a statue and kind of just like stayed there forever. Like, is that like her life just staying there forever? Like that.
To see constant beauty, I guess.
Well, what if it rains? We know it rains a lot here. What if it rains? Then it's not beauty. It's like you're staring at the bad things.
I think the point was, he says this as well, is that she'll never fade again. And her worry throughout the whole book,
Mm,
from what I gathered, was fading away, not being able to be there anymore.
yeah,
And now this way, she'll never fade. And she'll always be at a beautiful point where beauty happens every once in a while, like that. But it's more that she'll never fade away again. I think that was the whole lesson of the
yeah.
ending.
No, I get that a little bit. But we see that Mulk is very upset with the Last Twilight. He's like, "Come on, I want something better than this. Come on." And they're like, "Well, what did you imagine?" And he's like, somewhere like the sun is in the middle, the orange and pink sky, like maybe a rainbow or something. And I like how Day's like, "I see it. I see what you're talking about." And Mulk's like, "I don't see anything. It's just gray and
That's
shit."
it. Close your eyes and imagine it.
Yeah. And then Day even says, like, "Yeah, it's like red, pink, and orange. It's all the colors coming together, clouds on the edge,
Yeah.
like the ocean wave. Close your eyes and imagine
Middle.
it." And Mulk opens his eyes and he sees it.
It's gorgeous. Oh my god, no. This scene made me cry so hard.
Really?
I was crying. I fully was. Like at this point I was like, "Oh, this is hitting a bit." Like ow. Like, and I actually genuinely like that this was kind of the ending of Seeing the Mountain, because like they could have gone up there and it could have been beautiful, but I don't think it would have had the same impact as them imagining it and still seeing it. I think that gave so much more of a punch, and I I was like emotional at this point, but it's not until like he looks at Mock and Mock's just like his lip starts to quiver. I'm like, "Don't you
Mm.
fucking dare!" Like, cause then I started crying and I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna kill me."
Yeah, I also like
Oh
about the whole Last Twilight thing is that it's almost like it's not their own imagination; it's the imagination the other is describing.
yes,
Like, because I don't feel
exactly.
like they're seeing the same thing. Almost, I feel like Mulk is seeing
Yep.
what they described, and Day is seeing what Mulk described, and they're seeing
Yes.
each other's Last Twilight in a way.
Oh, beautiful. Mwah.
Yeah,
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
yes. But Day said there's still one last image he wants to see. He cups Mulk's face, and he says, "Are you smiling?" And Mulk is like, "Mm-hmm."
He's not. I'm totally smiling. The lip was quivering. I was like, no, it's gonna get me.
Day does the little palm distance point to Mulk, and he says, "This is
Right.
the last sight I want to see."
Ah! That quote, I think, is what made me break. The second he said that, I was like, no, I'm good. I'm done. This is too beautiful. I'm gonna cry. And then it went black, and then I had a mini heart attack while I was crying. It was a whole thing. Oh,
I I really like this. I'm a little confused by the whole like. Do we think they knew Mock was crying, or do we think his vision was so bad at that point that he couldn't really tell?
No, I think he knew. I
Okay.
think I think he knew Mock was crying because he could kind of feel his lips and everything like that. And I think Mock was originally like starting to cry because he knew when Day said, "There's one more thing I want to see," that he knew that that was the last thing he was going to see.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think that's why Mock started crying. Because
Yeah.
he realized in that moment, oh my god, the last thing he ever wants to see is me, and he's not gonna see anything after that, and it really makes me really fucking sad.
Yeah, because Mock is Day's last Twilight.
Oh, fuck off.
And it's
This
so.
show! I will watch, no, I'm not even kidding. That scene has the same rewatchability for me as the Bad Buddy rooftop kiss scene.
Really?
Yeah, this scene is so good. I don't, oh my god. Oh my god. This is art, is what it is. It's fucking art.
It was really good. Yeah, the moment we go from Day's perspective and it goes like fully black,
Oh,
I was like shook.
punch in the gut. Punch in the gut.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, what a show.
Yeah. And that's where the episode ends.
Yeah. I want to watch the
Okay.
next one now.
MVP. 3, 2, 1. Mock.
Mock. Motherfucker. Yeah, okay. I think Mock did like more like throughout this episode in terms of like getting Day there and like going through the books and them traveling all throughout. Like he did so much this episode. But I do want to say big honorable mention today just for the last scene alone,
Mm.
because just the whole speech. You know, fuck it, no, Day. I say Day. The whole speech,
Oh, damn. Okay.
the speech alone, like of just what he was seeing and then Mock imagining it was just gorgeous. And then the whole you're the last thing I want to see, and it's all so good. It's just way too good. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So I said Mock. I guess you changed.
I did.
Again, he literally would not stop until Day would see Last Twilight. Like, I think even if Day didn't come to that realization that night where he's like, hey, can we see it tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, sure. I think Mock still would have made him go. Like, I think he
Yeah,
still would have went out of the way to make him go. He wanted him to go see it. He made him go see it. He went through literally everything he could to make him go see it. And
exactly.
even at the end, when Day's saying like, "Oh, are you smiling?" I'm also like, "Yeah, I'm smiling." He is trying so hard to
Yeah.
not fucking cry. It's not working,
Yeah.
but he is fighting his
It's not working.
damnedest to give him what he wants. He
It's
is
not
using
working.
everything in his power to try to give him what he wants, and it's so good, and I love it.
Oh,
But no,
thank you
also,
so
yeah,
much.
no, Day at the end with the speech was really great as well.
Beautiful. I want to watch that scene again. It's too good. Too good. Too good.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. God, I'm stuck in the scene. Okay. All right, so vibes. Let's grade. So a day off. You said it was Mock and Day, but I think I remember you stipulating that Mock, like, it was that Mock had like a day off from being Day's caretaker or something like
No,
that.
I thought it was gonna be like, oh yeah, the day off from being his caretaker, and then, but I still would like, yeah, it wouldn't matter because they're together now, so it wouldn't really matter all that much.
So do I give you a point for that?
That's up to you. I don't know. I still said Mock and Day, which I think was the because you end up saying we have a day off, which made me think, oh, it's Mock and Day. Because I remember you said that, which made me think, oh, it's two people. That means it's Mock and Day. So I
Alright.
was originally just gonna say Mock.
Alright, I'll give you a point.
Okay.
A mountain, which was the mountain from Last Twilight. You
Yeah.
said I don't fucking know because I was trying to get you to be more specific, and you were like, "There's a view of the sky," which there is, but that wasn't the whole important thing about it.
You're
It
just
was
being
that it
anal
was.
now because I got 100 last week. That's what you're doing.
I am, and I don't want you to get 100 this week. So I,
Wow, during the episode that made you cry. I see how those.
I know, but you gotta be honest. I gotta come on. You gotta accept that like a view of the
How
sky
was I
is,
supposed to
like,
know the
not
fucking
enough.
Last Twilight was there? I thought it was a drawing at first. I thought it was like a painting.
This is not enough. You know it's not enough because like
Fine, whatever.
you know it's not enough. Like obviously there's a view of the sky when you see a mountain, so like I can't just give you.
Well, you kept being like, "Oh, mountain, mountain, mountain. I need more." I'm like, "What the fuck do you want me to give you?"
I don't know, go into the guess, be like, ooh, what if there's a mountain from the book cover? No.
I didn't think that. No.
You didn't do that, so I don't want you to get 100 again. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine.
I'm
So it is.
now, because it's easy for you to guess these, I'm being more strict.
Okay, fine.
So, first time you guessed hot damn, you got correct,
Okay, yeah.
and that's all there was.
Okay.
Okay, so I have 4. 3 of them are quotes, and so for the quote ones, I'm just gonna have you guess who says it.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna give you the non-quote one first, and that's job opportunity.
So I feel like someone's saying it to mock. Because I'll be honest, I feel like he's not gonna be the caretaker anymore after this after this episode. So it's probably not the mom, because she's probably gonna fire him or something. Who the fuck's in the show? Okay, they can offer him a job if he's not gonna be the caretaker. Knight, I don't know what he does. Does he run a business?
I don't know. I don't think he does.
Who the fuck works in the show? I feel like no one works.
Someone works.
I mean, the mom's a chef, but again, I don't think she likes Moloch to hire him as a chef, even though he's been getting good at cooking. He has been getting good at cooking,
True.
but I don't think she'd hire him because I don't think she likes him. I'll be frank. Oh!
Oh?
Wait, am I making this up?
I don't know. Are you?
Didn't poor Jai once ask Moloch to work for her?
Maybe.
Because doesn't she run like a bar or something? Or the restaurant?
I think she works at, she works at like a bar or something, or a cafe or some shit.
Maybe she's offering him a job? Because I feel like he's going to get fired or quit. Or he's not going to be working there anymore. I don't think the mom's going to keep him there anymore. So I feel like she might be like, hey, work for me. I got a job opportunity for you. I don't know.
All right. Perfect. I will write those down then. Now to your 3 quotes. You just have to guess maybe who says this.
Oh, I thought that was the quote.
No, this is the non-quote. This is job opportunity. It's just
Oh.
Yeah. But no, that's fine. You still guessed in a way that is fine to write down. So these are your 3 quotes. We have you went over the line.
Oh, that's the mom saying that to Moloch.
We have I am sorry. I'm trying to remember actually what that was.
I'll be honest, I'm like, anyone could be sorry. I'm like, maybe Moloch saying sorry to the mom, like I did this. Maybe Night and Day finally have it out. I don't know. Oh, you need to pull it up. You don't even fucking know.
I don't know. No, I have no idea. What the fuck is this quote from?
Should we remove it out of the vibe because it's so generic? It could be literally anything.
Well, it could be literally anything, but I think it was probably for something specific, but I just don't remember what specific thing it was. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you more than that. I am so sorry.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Yeah, that might change it a bit.
That doesn't actually help me at all. It's
Probably not, but that is your thing.
I want it to be Day apologizing tonight. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I feel like that's more of a penultimate / finale thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Moloch apologizing to the mom.
All right, and your last quote, he is more.
He is more?
He is more. This is a tough one for you.
I'm like, well, that's... I mean, it's not as generic as I'm sorry, but it's pretty damn close.
I don't know. This is, he is more is not really that generic.
Well, okay, it's about a guy, but also like 90% of the cast are guys, so I mean, that doesn't narrow it down that much. I feel it's either going to be Moloch or Day. Probably talking about the other, but I don't know which one is the question.
Think about the circumstances to see if you could try to figure it out.
So I guess since I said Moloch for the last one, I'll say Day. I think Day says about Moloch.
Okay. All right. Your vibes have been your guesses have been locked in.
Okay.
Voila.
Okay.
That's all.
So I think that's it for episode 9 of Last Twilight.
Yay.
Join us next week where we'll be recapping episode 10.
Yay! This show's getting so good. Oh my god. Is, yeah. I need the next one now.
So we will be seeing you next week. I almost said we will be right back. I was like, nope.
You did say. I was like, wait, what?
We will see you all next week.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.